Ups and downs. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a match reaction. We're all deflated. We're all frustrated. We're infuriated. But we're still Leeds United, aren't we? Leeds United lost yesterday 1-0 in the playoff final against Southampton. We're unpacking it here in this video, and obviously not the result that Leeds United wanted or anybody connected with Leeds United wanted. But that's, what Leeds United do, don't they? Unfortunately, Leeds United build you up and build you up and build you up and then knock you down, and it's a real sucker punch for not obviously everybody that went yesterday, but all the fans, wherever they were watching it. Just gutted, absolutely gutted. It's difficult to take, really, isn't it? Even the day afterwards, you're still thinking, what could have been? Leeds back in the Prem at the first time of asking. Obviously, Southampton, that accolade goes to Southampton. We're going to unpack it. Look, he went the same team as the team that absolutely destroyed Norwich City on the previous Thursday. Obviously, we'd had 10, 11 days to get ready for this game. I think Southampton, when they've had a week's sort of preparation for a game, generally they don't lose, and it proved the case yesterday. He went the same team. You couldn't argue that. I would have expected that. And I expected them to go at them. And we did go at Southampton the opening sort of 10 minutes. Southampton couldn't really get a look in. We were first to every ball. We were, getting into some good areas initially, really getting into some good areas without really, it has to be said, troubling Alex McCarthy in the Southampton goal. But we were getting in some good areas. We were harrying Southampton. We were hurrying them into mistakes. Defensively, just popping the ball out of play or misplacing passes, things like that. But from the sort of 10th, 11th minute onwards, Southampton got a little bit of a hold of the match. I felt like they had a lot more threatening possession in that period, which ended up leading to the opening goal of the game. Obviously, it's really, really frustrating, when you've got a player like Adam Armstrong on the pitch. He's championship top scorer. He's in form. We know he can't really do it, to be fair, in the Premier League. That's proven, but he'll get another crack at it now. But he's had a fantastic season. Why on earth are you defending against him like that? They were all at sea. All at sea were Leeds United when in that defensive action. It has to be said, Ethan Ampadu, if you're going to step up, lad, get the other boys to step up with you. Nobody had heard the call. Everybody was, it's fine, whatever. Probably not thinking of it. Even Archie Gray down on that other side, you've got to be looking, son. You've got to be looking at, stepping up. I know if one of you doesn't and he's onside, he's onside. But you've got to be shouting and screaming at each other. Get up the pitch, play him offside. He was well onside, and he does what he does. He finished it really, really nicely. Of course he did. There was no other outcome to that move than him putting the ball in the net, and that's what he did. Initially, to be fair, straight watching it, I thought, hang on, VAR's in play here. Are we going to get a lucky break with VAR? Obviously, looking at the replays, he was, obviously he was miles on. He was coming from behind those guys, and it really poor defensively. I thought otherwise we didn't really have to be breached much at all. Meslier made that save from Adams again towards the end of the first half. And it was well defended on the second phase, I think, from Rodon or one of the lads in there. But ultimately, we didn't create enough. And we were rubbish yesterday. We really were. The top players, your Chris Somerville's, your Willie Nontos, your Eugenio Rutes, didn't turn up for whatever reason. And it hurts. obviously it hurts to get beat, and you see them at the end. Obviously, the crying. Jorginho Rutter is in absolute streams of tears. There's one or two people saying, "Is that him saying goodbye? Is he crying?" He was waving, and kissing, blowing kisses to the fans, wasn't he? With kind of like, obviously tears in his own eyes. But you didn't affect the game. You didn't affect the game where you could. And neither did Willie, neither did Cree, neither did Joe Perot, who was just an absolute ghost, wasn't he, for the whole 90 or 100 odd minutes, whatever we played injury time, was nowhere to be seen. And you go missing like that, all of them in a playoff final. You don't deserve to go up. And they didn't deserve anything out of that match. Didn't think Southampton were especially good either, but somebody's got to win it, haven't they? And after they scored the goal, it's what we have, what we hold, and that's exactly what they did. We couldn't breach them. We just couldn't get through them. And to be fair, I don't think we didn't really. It's hard to say they didn't try, but to me, they didn't look like they wanted it as much as Southampton did, even though Southampton didn't really do many attacking movements. It was defensive displays that Southampton stuck to the guns, kept going and stuck to the task and got the win over the line and got the promotion over the line. And in the end, yeah, like I said, somebody's got to win, and we weren't good enough to win, so obviously it has to be them. Um, and we stay another season at least in the Championship. Could be even more, obviously, who knows. But it was just so disappointing. At least go and play, go and fight, and have a go. And to me, it just really, really didn't look like they did. And they'll have 1,000 regrets last night, waking up the day to day, playing it back in their minds, trying to start the game over. I'm sorry you can't do that. It's happened. But yeah, probably a few of the lads' last games, and it goes down as a poor one, really. And you've got to say, I will be looking at the whole squad in depth and looking who's staying, who's going. Obviously, in my opinion, the lads coming back from loans. Obviously, we've got those lads who binned us off when we got relegated, and will they come back? Will some of them have to come and play in the Championship next season? I don't envision they will, but will they want to? Who knows? They're all on big contracts when they signed, so I think they'll be coming into at least the last year or a year or two of that contract. So it'd be interesting to see the makeup of the whole team now. Obviously, there's a question to be asked about Daniel Farke, and for me, let me know in the comments there below. Should he stay? Should he go? For me, he should go. Do I think they will let him go? No, but for me, I think he should go. There wasn't enough done yesterday in that crucial game. Poor tactically. Same silly, boring substitution we'd seen throughout the season. Didn't do enough. Got it wrong tactically. Couldn't break down Russell Martin's rearguard action of, sort of five at the back once they got the noses in front. It was just same old, same old. I mean, Chris Somerville had an awful match. Um, I think he probably tries too hard in these situations. You would have to say to him, just go and play your own game. Go and play your usual game, man, and just go and, affect the game for, in our favour. He didn't do it. A lot of really poor corner kicks, free kicks, sort of floated ones. What are they going to do? Put a bit of zip on it, and you might get a deflection, or one of our lads might get the heads on it, or whatever, it goes in. There was nothing about that. It was just all floated to the back post every single time. We saw when Jaden came on, he kind of tried something else with a free kick, but again, it led to nothing. Obviously, there's Dan James, who was probably our best player, played the last sort of 20 minutes or so, hit the bar, was unlucky, wasn't he, not to score that one really on another day. Maybe that goes in, but just wasn't our day, and we didn't deserve it. We didn't turn up again at Wembley. I think it's 3 or 4 times now at Wembley Stadium, and we've not even scored a goal. So Miserable trip back for all them fans who went, who looked like they all had a good day, to be fair, but the day's not good if you lose a game, is it? You know what I mean? I don't care what they're saying. Oh, great day yesterday. Nah, it wasn't a good day yesterday. You go all that way. You want to win the game, don't you? And we didn't. And the boys, like they've done so well in the season and all the upheaval of the summer and then going into the season. They've done so well throughout the season. To end it like that is pretty unforgivable, to be fair. And you'd have just hoped for so much more. But it's Southampton and Russell Martin that progress into the Premier League, and we wait to see how they do. I think given if we had won that game yesterday, we would have needed major surgery in the squad to give, to have a chance of even staying up. But look, we've got to think about the Championship again. And look, it's winnable. It's winnable if we look at the teams that are in it now. Obviously, it's a full complement now. Everybody knows where they're at for next season. We can go and win it if we put down the right markers and try and keep some of the boys. I know it's, yeah, Cree and Willie gave us extra seasons where perhaps they didn't have to in the Championship, but you can't begrudge those boys a move now, really, even though they are still young lads, and it's how much they want to achieve that with Leeds United, isn't it? It's how much do they want it? How much do they want it? Because that is, the ball's in their court now, really. If they want to go, they want to go. If they want to stay, that's absolutely awesome, and we can, build again for a great season. But look, I'm going to do a video dissecting the squad, who I think should go, who I think should stay, and also who I think will go in terms of reality as well. But Cree and Willie just weren't at it, yesterday, and they'll have regrets today because they could have affected that game in so many ways, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. It wasn't just them; the whole team were off it. It's hard to criticise them, really, isn't it? Because it's a difficult setting. It's a pressure situation, but you've got to go finish the job. I think we're. It's hard to say this when they've beaten us 3 times, isn't it? But I think we're better than them, and I think it was just, it's just circumstances every single time. We just didn't turn up. So maybe they are better than us, But look, they win, they get promoted. Congratulations to them. Like I said, didn't think they were especially special yesterday. I just think we were poor, and they took advantage, and that's what they've got. They've got a striker in there, Arsenal, that can really hurt teams, and he doesn't need more than one opportunity. He only had the one opportunity yesterday, really, of note, and he won them the game, and that's in a way what we're missing potentially. And what we really, really do need to go and get in the summer is just an out and out goal scorer. I don't know why they keep missing it, but we'll talk about that in the sort of dissection of the squad. The season's finished now. I think it's a bit of relief as well, to be fair, because it was relentless, and I don't envision, if we're at the top next season, I don't envision it'll be anything like that. I think if obviously we got 90 points, wasn't good enough. It was a failure in the end. Any other season it would have been promotion, but look, if we get that again, then we'll go up. There's nobody touching us if we get it like that again. So do your best to try and keep hold of the boys, but don't begrudge them if they want to move away, because they've given us one season extra, really, when perhaps they didn't have to. You know what I mean? There was suitors for Chris Somerville in the summer. There was suitors for Willing on. So I know he tried to push for it, but I don't think he'll have to this time. But actually, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Out of the 3 of them, I think Ruter will stay. Out of the other 2 lads, I think obviously Willing Onto's the most likely to stay, a bit younger than Cree. But who knows? It's up to Leeds United to try and do the best to keep those boys now. We need to strengthen as well, because there will be players, in the squad that are leaving. I think, the likes of Liam Cooper obviously will go. there'll be one or two others that'll go now, and with the loan lads will go back into their parent clubs. So it's how we utilise the loan market. It's how we strengthen the squad positions that we that we have. And also who comes back and has a go at the loan players. Not all of them will find moves. There are one or two that maybe might find themselves in the Championship with Leeds United next season. But let me know what your thoughts are. Obviously, gutting yesterday, upsetting, disappointing, infuriating, all the sort of negative emotions that we've come to only too well to know when it's regard to Leeds United, unfortunately. But we still put ourselves through it. You've got to ask why sometimes, but it's Leeds. We keep going and we knuckle down for next season. Thanks very much for watching throughout the season as well. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to. Obviously, I'm still progressing at things where I can improve in the channel. It's been another season, obviously gone now. So, I'm going to, try and go back to the drawing board and see where I can sort of up the channel as well, potentially. So, get more people watching. But thanks very much. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.